Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to share what's in the new issue of Knitting Magazine and specifically talk about my design in issue 247 of Knitting Magazine. If you're new here, my name is Anniken. I design knitting patterns. I teach knitting workshops online and in person, and I sell yarn through my website yarnaddict.co.uk. You can find all the links to everything I'm talking about below this video, including links to my social media and how to sign up to my newsletter. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. So today I'm going to talk about Knitting Magazine issue 247, which is in the shops in the UK now. It's been out since Thursday, I think. So it's been in the shops for less than a week when this video goes live. If you are watching this video later, you can usually get back copies of Knitting Magazine by going to their website. If you just search for Knitting Magazine, you should be able to find it, but I will put the link to their website below as well. So issue 247, the theme for this issue was forage, and it's a very autumnal issue in theme and colours and designs, which is great because we're now in early November. So very kind of autumnal, wintry issue. Loads of knits, perfect for winter. First, I'll talk about my design for this issue, and then we'll talk a little bit about what else is in this issue. So this is Abundance, and I'll show you the photos in the magazine in a minute, but it's knitted in Blacky Yarns Shetland DK. Let me just double check. Yes, just double check I got that right. Which is 100% British wool. It's a DK yarn. It has about 270 meters per 100 grams. And the colorway is Cappuccino. Cappuccino. Just looking at my magazine lying down here. So let me just pick this up so you can see it a bit better. It has a 4x1 rib throughout, but at the hem there is a lacy pattern, which follows that kind of 4x1 rib pattern, which is why the rib carries on. So if you can see here, it has a kind of 4x1 or rib, or like it has a rib purl stitch, purl column to divide up the lace pattern, and that continues into the 4x1 rib for the rest of the issue. You could, of course, if you wanted to, carry on working this rib pattern for longer. If you wanted to, you could work it to like below the bust, for example, or something like that. So that would be something that would be perfectly possible to do. This is knitted in the round, so my favorite construction method is to knit something in the round to the underarms, and then knit split at the underarms, knit the front and the back separately to the shoulders, do a 3 needle cast off at the shoulders, and then pick up stitches around the armhole and knit the sleeves from the top down. This has a dropped shoulder construction, but if it doesn't, I tend to do short rows to shape the sleeve cap. But this has a dropped shoulder construction because I wanted a kind of relaxed, casual feel to this sweater. And so the stitches I picked up around the armhole for the sleeve. If you wanted a bigger or a smaller sleeve, you could work the sleeve for a larger or smaller size. But you'd have to read the pattern carefully to work out what would suit you best. So the sleeves are working the top down, still in this 4x1 rib pattern with garter stitch at the hem, and then I picked up stitches around the neckline and worked garter stitch around the neckline. So it's completely seamless, no seams at all. The only joining you have to do is to do a 3 needle cast off at the shoulders. The rest is completely seamless, which is my favorite construction these days, I think. The yarn is Blacky Yarns, which is actually a local to me yarn company. They're in the next town over in Launceston, which is probably about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, 20-30 minutes from where I'm sitting right now. 20 minutes if there are no tractors, probably close to 30 minutes if you get stuck behind a tractor. It's a very narrow, windy road between here and Launceston. So that's where Blacky Yarns are based, and they specialise in British wool. A lot of their yarns are rare breeds, I think, or less common sheep breeds used for knitting wool. This is Shetland. because it is Shetland, it has that slightly kind of rustic feel. It's not as soft as Merino or Blueface Leicester. It does have a little bit more of a rustic feel, but they do Merino yarns and Blueface Leicester yarns as well in DK, which are much softer. So if you wanted something, if softness was important to you, then you could substitute it for one of their other yarns. Just check that it has approximately the same amount of meters per 100 gram, and it's approximately the same tension. And then you should always knit a tension swatch and check your tension anyway, but especially if you are substituting yarns, that's very, very important. I really enjoyed knitting with this yarn, even though I tend to prefer slightly softer yarns. I did really enjoy knitting with this yarn. And it was also nice to knit with this neutral colour. All the Shetland range colours are more neutral colourways. So I really enjoyed knitting with this yarn. For me, it wouldn't be soft enough to wear next to my skin because I'm a little bit sensitive to wool, but I think if I was wearing it under a t-shirt or something, it'd probably be fine. But if you are super sensitive to wool, then you might look for something a bit softer, like a merino yarn. And Black Yarns do a big range of yarns, so do check out some of their other ranges as well. And if you want something with a bit more colour, they do dyed yarns as well, so do check out what else they offer, especially their other DK yarns that would still be suitable for this design. So what else would I use this yarn for if I was to buy this yarn but not knit this sweater? I think it's really good for slightly more rustic sweaters, warmer sweaters, things that you might wear on top of something else. Outer garments, hats, scarves, gloves. I think it's quite a hard wearing yarn, so it's great for winter accessories and things to keep you warm. So let's have a look at what else is in this magazine. So let me just show you a couple of the pictures on the pattern page, because the main picture is the model kind of squatting down, so it's a bit difficult to see the sweater as a whole, but there is some patterns on the pattern page as well. So there's one here which shows the model wearing it, and then on the other page there is a close-up of the shoulder detail and a close-up of the lace detail and the sweater seen from the back. So let's have a quick flick through this magazine and see what else is in this issue. So at the back of the magazine, it's called Blog at the back, and it is Winwick Mum, aka Christine Perry, or should I say Christine Perry, aka Winwick Mum. Very, very popular, especially if you're into sock knitting. Next issue, there's the thing about the next issue, which is the theme for that is Hygge. I think I've got the pattern in the next issue. I'm trying to think what I did, but I can't. Oh yes, I think I know what I did now. It's not always that easy to remember what I do for each issue, whether I have one in the next issue or not, but I definitely have one in the next issue and I remember what it is now. But I'm not going to tell you that. Then there is a Ask Sarah Hazel column. Is it rude or unprofessional to knit during Zoom meetings? And then a question about yarn festivals. I haven't read that column yet. This arrived a couple of days ago while we were away, so I haven't had time. I flicked through it and had a look at a few of the things, but I haven't read it properly yet. That is just so cute, isn't it? Foxy hat and foxy gloves. That is by Drops Design. And then there's a crochet Macbeth, which is quite good fun. And then there's a couple of men's designs, a sweater and a chunky cowl. The cowl is by Fiona Goebel and the sweater is again by Drops Design. And then we have a stitch orchard stitch bag. This bag here, it's got leather handles on it, very nice. That is by Sean Brown, and also a cushion by Sean Brown. And then I really like this, the style file. So Knitting Magazine, they've done this for a long time. They take 3 of the designs, they showed them in different colors, so that's my design, showed them in different colors, and then they also show other things that you might want to wear it with. So from mine, they've shown a pair of skinny jeans, boots, a Radley bag and a hat. So they just show you kind of idea of what you might want to style it with. And then we got, I really like that one, like a cape poncho type thing from Lisa Richardson, and cardigan, and some really pretty lacy hand warmers. They're both by Christine Boggis, who's also the editor of Knitting Magazine. And then there's a cowl by, who's that, Joe Allport, and that's the one that's on the cover, and a forager's bag by Sarah Hazel, and that is a photograph with the model still wearing my sweater. I like the fact that they keep the garments on for some of the accessory photographs. I think that's really nice. Then we got a really nice sweater by Jacinta Bowie, or two very nice designs by Jacinta Bowie. Very colourful cardigan and a sweater. And there is the main picture of my pattern. And then on the opposite side, the model is still wearing my sweater, but it's modelled with a wrap from Brian Smith. And then a sweater and hat and hand warmers by Brona Miskelly. So I do like the fact that they keep the sweaters on when they model some of the accessories. Then there's like a yarn review page. This sort of yarn there, they look quite interesting, but they knit up different yarns and tell you what they think about them. Some advertising stuff. Then there's some book reviews, and there is a article by Sarah Neal, who used to be the editor of Let's Knit magazine. Let's Knit magazine has closed down. I think they still have an online presence, but their print magazine has closed down. But Sarah, I saw online that this is her first feature for Knitting magazine, and she has a very nice picture there. She's done an article about a yarn shop in Essex, which is celebrating 10 years, and the yarn shop is called Sconch, I think. Sconch, Sconch. Not sure where in Essex it is. And then there's an article, an interview with Barbel Salad. I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing that correctly. Absolutely gorgeous colour work, shawl and things like that. So I'm looking forward to reading that. And then there's also a thing about John Arbon, small article about John Arbon, and some lovely photos. Love John Arbon magazines. I love John Arbon yarns. The pattern I have in the next issue is actually a John Arbon yarn. And then there's kind of new products, not just knitting stuff, but mugs, notebooks, some knitting accessories, different things, and more here. A little bit of kind of Christmassy stuff, patterns, yarns, Christmas decorations, different things like that. And then kind of like news pages as well, so new products and things like that. Very pretty yarn up here from West Yorkshire Spinners. It's their breast cancer charity fundraising yarn, I think. And then another kind of news page at the front. So that is issue 247 of Knitting magazine. It is in the shops now in the UK. I don't know whether they do like a digital version. I don't think they do, but I'm not sure. But you can buy it online through their website, and if there's a digital version, you can probably get that there, or you can also find it at local newsagents. Our local newsagent here in Liscard in Cornwall is stocked quite a few knitting magazines, including Knitting. So that is Knitting magazine issue 247, which is based around forage, and here is my sweater for this issue called Abundance, knitted in Blackie Yarns Shetland DK in the colourway Cappuccino. So I will link to Knitting magazine website below, and also to Blackie Yarns. And if you have any questions about this issue or anything else, leave a comment below this video. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I post weekly videos. I'm trying to do twice a week, and I do podcasts, I do magazine and product reviews and previews of my designs, and tutorials, vlogs, yarn shop tours, a variety of different things. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you're new here, I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.